Good day, my friends, and welcome to episode 23 of my Krastorio series. And just like promised last episode, I have prepared a little something today. I have built up the glass production array completely. I just picked up the last few dits and dats to finish the silicon production array. And I thought I would be finishing the silicon array while going through the content of today's episode. So my plans for today are quite simple. I want to get oil because I have now 2 of 3 components which I need to build the new electronic parts we need. And yeah, oil for plastic being the last we miss. So I'm noticing that there are a lot of out of ordered ore miners here, so let's get them away from there. I'm going to do it like this. Alrighty. Just noticed that they weren't grabbing up a little patch there. So I'm going to dismantle unnecessary parts when I see them while we are proceeding to build up the base further, because a lot of these areas are turning to be redundant as time passes by, but that's okay. Once we're done with this area here, I don't know what to do with this big park here. I have a lot of room here available, which I can use for, I don't know what yet, but it sure will, there sure will be something turning up. There sure will be something turning up. Okay, so we're having our glass production now up and running, and let's check out the Helmod for a second there. For our silicon production. So we're baking out the quartz crystals with 16 furnaces per lines. No, with 32. That makes 2 times 16 because we're doing it with yellow belts. So I already figured that I'm grabbing my fuel from over here, and I was hoping that I would be able to line up my furnaces somehow inside this square. I felt like somehow we should be able to fit in 32 smelters here, so let's check. This area should be perfectly fine to achieve that. So let's produce 32. There we go. So I'm going to drop them down like this. Okay. So it should be an easy thing to line up another array mirror to that one here. So this way we can just get the silicon baked in here, and then we have this cluster here as a array, which is viable to produce a complete lane of complete belt of of silicon. Sorry, sometimes it just happens, but it's okay. Sometimes I am thinking so hard about what to build, talking gets harder and harder. Okay, there we are. I'm going to do a standardized little nice build for smelters. Okay. Oops. No, not much to talk about here. Just the usual way to do it. Alrighty, let's pick up the red ones and run across. There we go. course we have to do this twice. Okay, so I'll just leave that much room. That should be enough if I didn't count wrong there. Oh, that's quite narrow, isn't it? Oh, I don't care. It'll work out. So let's squiggle the coke through here, and there we go. Do I have enough? I think I do. So yeah, we're going to put down the inserters here. It's looking quite crazy. But I'm not seeing any major flaws of design here, so... Oh, and another thing I want to do this episode as well is wall myself in some more, because those spiders are getting nuttier and nuttier in the last time. So, silicon. We're going to bake some silicon. Of course, I need to bring down some output belts as well, but first, let's drop down the recipes. So I will funnel out my produce where? On the left or on the right side? I think I'm gonna go for the right side. This might be a longer way, but if I want to expand my glass production, it is the better direction, because right now if I go left, it'll collide with my distribution hub and ultimately with my glass production facility as well. And I don't know, maybe we're gonna need that room later, and this way I'll avoid any conflicts. Okay, let's power it up. I don't have any small power masts left. Why? How did this happen? Okay, there we go. Have to mirror this on that side. I can't pick up the power. The medium power poles are not having enough range to pick up power over a crusher unit. Crushers are really big machines. Okay, there we go. So the silicon is getting produced here. So the easiest way to get a completely packed belt seems to me to merge it like this over here. And there we have it. A nice 15 unit silicon belt. I don't know if I really need 15 units per second, but I can deliver. Okay, there we go. Mission accomplished. So let's look at this beauty and all its process. So. So what up here? These guys are not getting enough sand. How does this happen? So I already sense the flaw there. So we're going to do it like that. So this should solve the problem. There was only half this belt getting put into the machinery, and this was just not enough. So, sadly I can't try it now if my configuration changed anything. So, I mean, I could produce some of these in my inventory, I guess. So, we might just try it out by producing a little work for this array. So let's check it out. Oh well. It's not representative anymore, but it doesn't matter. Maybe I won't be needing the complete throughput of this thing now, but I actually think I fixed the problem. Okay, I won't be fidgeting around too much here with the whereabouts to where to lead this stuff, because right now I don't know where I'm going to produce the electronic components. I mean, basically, I should be getting my oil over here and producing the plastic over here as well. Something like that seems feasible, but we're going to see how it'll go. Okay. Next thing I want to have is a new radar panel and ammo. Lots of ammo, because we're going to war. Also, I want bricks or walls. Just pick up the completed walls. Haha. I did prepare myself. So I guess 3.2k walls are a little bit too much Reno, but we're going to pick up like 1k, 1.6k. Okay, that's a few of them. So I want to put up some walls down where my iron patch is getting attacked constantly. I mean, this episode we didn't have any attacks so far, which is troubling me a little bit, because lately we had a lot more attacks. But okay, I certainly don't want to complain about not getting attacked hard enough. Okay. Also, I think I need to expand this ammo array a little bit. I mean, now that I have Helmod to calculate for me, it's going to be a lot easier. I don't feel bad about letting a computer do my calculations for me. It's just a natural step to get things done a little bit more easily. Okay, so we're lacking radar coverage of this area, so I'm going to establish this first. My last radar panel was there, so okay. I mean, chances are that I'm getting immediately attacked down there, because there could be some new biter spawns. So I'm going to zoom out quite generously here. There were biters down at the oil field, but they aren't. Don't know if they are still here. Doesn't look like it though. Okay, we're safe. So just a little bit closer. Okay. There we go. So while I'm thinking about it right now, I'm going to set up a few assemblers for power poles, because I'm just done with handcrafting my power poles the whole day. We're way past that. So okay, now I have radar coverage of this area. It's good. So there's this huge biter army down there, and I was thinking like putting up a nice giant wall around us here, like really a giant wall. Starting maybe this will be something like that. We're gonna see. I mean, I'm really far away from achieving that, but I'm already thinking about something like that, because they really have a lot of walls at my disposal. But the thing with walls is just you also need a lot of turrets to sustain them. So basically my ideal wish, my long-term goal, let's build the poles over here, because to me energy is also logistics. My long-term goal would be a belt of ammo clips running past a proximity array of of gun turrets. That would be my wet dream. Okay, so what are the ingredients? Copper cable, iron stick, iron beam. Wow, that's nasty. So we're going to see, we're going to ask Helmod to help us here. So you can now see this thing in its everyday usage, because at first I thought this tool would be very clunky, but as a matter of fact, it's not only very clunky, but it's also very effective. Jokes aside, it's quite easy to use it, and when you know to push, when you know which buttons you have to push. So right now I am interested in the question: how much stuff do I need to run one factory with these thingies? So we're going to computing by factory, and we're going to configure one of those guys. So now we're seeing the ingredients we're needing per second, and oh my goodness, 2 iron beams per second. Are you friggin' crazy? So that's something I won't be putting up. Like this facility could eat the production of 8 of these buggers per second. Wow. Okay, but apart from that, when we look at this, I'm noticing that maybe I should be considering, let's see, type 2s, they don't change anything. So I think I'm going to put up an array where I'm going to use like 2 type 2s for the copper cables and the iron sticks. So that's something like that. I don't want to have a maximized output with this stuff, because that's simply unrealistic. Let's be honest about it. Thinking about a maximized output array of stuff for your private mall, as most people call it as far as I know, is just it's just overkill. Because most of the time you're actually doing things here off-grid. You're having a lot of time, so it's not necessary to max these outputs like crazy. So, but I do want to know, oh my goodness, look at that. So we're going to input don't want copper cable, iron sticks. I'm gonna output with a loader if the ratios are similar for the iron sticks. Let's check it out. Yeah, it's the same. Same-o. So we're going to make it like that. And I'm going to output these buggers where to. I don't have a line for iron sticks yet, so that's a little bit unfortunate. We're going to create one inside this facility. So no, I want to do it like that. So we're going to build some crazy things here. As a matter of fact, I want to get out of here. Put another undergrounder. Now I'm a little bit confused for a sec. Stuff runs this direction. Okay, there we go. So we're going to run it this way. I just want to hit some other spot there. It's my first use of copper plates inside here. Wow. That's unexpected. Okay. So promise we're going to make sense at some point again, okay? I promise. I promise. I just have to manage a few things, make room, basically. There we go. And think about what I want to do while making room. So I figured it would be fun to have this running like that. So there we go. Some insert arenas to make things happen. There we go. Okay, that's the copper cable. So ultimately we want to have these things. Maybe I'll make it way easier. I think I was just doing things too complicated. There is an easier way. Yeah, we're going to produce that stuff over here. It's just going to be as simple as it gets. So we're going to have this stuff over here. We're going to do it like this to cut us off half a belt, and then we can output it this way. Okay, we're almost there, friends. So I'm gonna do some of this, some variations on the same theme, you know. There are so many ways how to accomplish a goal in this game. It's something I really like about the design. Okay, there we have it. So, the last thing we're lacking are steel bars. So, going to splitter off myself some of those, and then we have everything we need. Going to produce that stuff over here, why not? So there's a good old grade 1 assembler. There we go. So let's twiddle the steel through here, and this toolbar. Oops. I'm going to input it like that because it's the easiest way to manage. And there is this one, and these need kind of like the same thing, only with steel beams. I have a production array for steel beams, so it's not really a problem. How many basic inserters for? What the hell? Okay, never mind. Take a load of. I don't want to go with these amounts of inserters here. It's just friggin' insane. Okay. We're going to put down a little chest here. There we go. Wonderful. I'm going to have 2 stacks of those because they are just that necessary. And, well, while I'm at it, I'm just going to do some basic logistics on the way too. Because I really like to document all manner of different stages of base development in this series. So I'm really racking up a lot of ammo at this point, and I'm really enjoying it. Okay, so this is one corner we have to defend harder. Alrighty. So, okay. We're going to do a weird decision, but whatever. It's only temporary. I've stored too many of those in there. I don't want to run around with 3.2k of those bars, so we're going to lead them out of the chest. This is not necessary, and this is neither necessary nor useful. I'm going to rush these guys over this direction. So let's make some room here. I need to rearrange that ammo factory, I think, at some point. So, because I don't really want this to be like it is now. How much space can I? Oh yeah. Oh, that's nice. Okay, we're going to go for something like that. Okay. So we're getting through this here. So basic journey of crossing obstacles here. Can't wait to get rid of those stupid cliffs. Like, my job would be so much easier without bothering with that many cliffs around me here. And there's another booger. So we're just relying on the red one as well again, because there's no way to do this with a yellow one. There we go. Okay, but we're getting the steel to where we needed. That's good. So funneling the materials through here a little bit more. And now I'm going to tap doff a little split here, because I feel like doing the big ones right there too is just a way to go. I mean, then we have everything covered, right? Going to do it like this. I'm going to do the same construction right away there another time. So we're going to feed this thing. This should work, right? Let's see. This should feed the amount of both, the production of both of them there. So I want some small ones too again. I missed them. So there we go. So the only change here will be that I run those guys through a splitter. Okay, now I have double the production, and I can splitter off a second one of those. My distances were... I didn't go right for between the distances here. This could be a little bit more beautiful, but whatever. It's working out. Not going to mess around with inserters here either. So there we go. Okay, now I finally have those power poles, and you have seen how to make loader powered power pole arrays. Okay, there we go. Not needing these here. Let's put a little bit of order into my inventory here. Order me. Okay. So next step is to construct us some pump jacks, because I don't have these yet. So we're going to need a lot of steel here. Luckily I have pre-produced a lot of steel gear wheels. So I'll just need a few pipes and a few iron plate. Yeah, well, pipes or iron plates. Let's just pick up a few iron plates in between, and I don't think I'm able to carry much more ammo right now, sadly. So we're going to produce, I don't know, let's say 30 pump jacks for now. And I want to get rid of that ore, because it really clumps up my inventories. So especially the copper ore. Okay, having a few stones in your inventory is never bad. Ugh, the sand is not really helpful, but not really terrible either. Okay, apart from that, I'm still having no red loader production. I have to change that as well at some point. But okay, we're producing the pump jacks just as we're speaking, and I'm going to pick up a little bit more ammo. Okay. So now I feel quite armed to the teeth, and that's good. So let's head back to that other place where the under-equipped turrets are working their hands to the bone. Oh no, I replaced the ammo on those guys. Wonderful. So I'll just increase the amount of turrets here. Oops, I didn't want to go for a full... Oh, whatever. Okay, so additionally, I'm going to put down a wall here. So, I'm going to do it like that. Oh, it's quite difficult to put up a wall. I mean, they're coming from there, so possibly would want my turrets somewhere else, but whatever. I'm just going to put up a wall here. So let's see if we get them that cheaply. I'm just trying my luck. I'm going to optimize this defense array on the fly as necessary. Wait a sec, what's happening here? They're not getting any iron bars anymore for the loaders. I mean, yeah, that's because they are somehow... Oh yeah, I know how that happened. Okay. I was an accident. Good thing I ran into that accident here. Whoopsie. I didn't mean to. But apart from that, where did this machine get its iron bars from before? I mean... What? Anyway, we're gonna fix that real quick. Why not? I don't have a clue what was happening there before. But I don't need to. Sometimes I run across sections of my factory where I don't know who was that madman who was building that stuff. But I certainly don't feel involved. Anyways, maybe you share that feeling sometimes too. Okay. We're going to wait with those loaders a little bit. Okay. Now, I'll head over to this wonderful place. We'll need chemical plants as well. So we're gonna check out, and I'm going to delete this recipe here because this was just something in between. A much more interesting question here is what do we need to do a full output line of plastic bars? This is a much more interesting question to me. So we're going to need chemical plants, and yeah, obviously coal is a necessary input here, so I'm not going to count for that coal. We're going to go for the basic oil processing, so we're going to need a whopping amount of 17 oil refineries to get the job done, and we need at least 8 oil pump jacks to get to satisfy the needs of these. So armed with this knowledge, I can now get over there where the bricks live and pick up some bricks, because honestly I just figured that I'm going to delay my visit here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're not going to be produce on maximum efficiency here with that deposit. Unlucky, eh? Okay, so this iron ore deposit is starting to be depleted a little bit, And I went down here because I felt like was a wonderful opportunity to do something similar. So let's see what it does for us. I'm gonna add up a second layer of wall here. Why not? Okay. Let's collect some of those miners, because at this point I don't want to kill off too many biter camps anymore, because as far as I know the rules, destroying biter nests actually makes them more aggressive, so at some point I want to stop doing that. Okay, so I needed bricks. That was the reason. I also should consider creating a line of bricks on my main array, because bricks are something you need from time to time. What? Why is there an empty lane here? Okay. So, remember that biter incident a few episodes ago? Turns out I missed a spot. Okay. Good thing I ran into that in between. So... whoopsie, I didn't mean to pick up all the stacks. I seem to need a few more steel beams, because I only have 2 more steel plates in my inventory. So let's pick up 1 stack of steel beams. And other materials are lacking as well. Okay. Oh well. Let's pick up some copper plates here. And it comes down to a shortage of steel. Steel gear wheels, that is. Okay, now I have 15 of those buggers in production. That's enough. Okay. So we're going to assess the oil field for now. There's not so much time left during this episode, but I think it is enough to get my feed on the oil patch there. I have no pipes anymore in my inventory. Oh, we're having an example here. Okay. So looks like everything here is working out quite fine. The walls just make sure that when the biters come in a bigger with a bigger amount of enemies, we're more likely to not be overpowered immediately. Okay, new research. Let's go. I'm going to research the stack inserters. Oh, those look tasty too. We're going to research the chemical tech card. Just something we need. Let's get on with the pump jacks. So 4, yeah, it's just 7 of them. What a pity. So let's check if there's anything different than I'm used to with Krastorio. So let's drop down an oil refinery and see what happens. So what's personally fascinating me is that we're only having an output of petroleum gas there. So the game basically tells me that there are no other side products in the oil refining process, and this makes oil refining less complicated than vanilla oil refining. But considering how complicated other production cycles are, I think it's only okay. So a mineral water pump jack, I don't need that stuff. Steel fluid handling, I'm not too interested. Modules, yes please. Okay. So we're going to need also some chemical plants. So 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. There's a lot of piping involved, so I'm going to head over to my base and grab up some stuff. Maybe I will. I should be considering upgrading my laboratory array quite soon, but I think I'm going to do this once we're able to build the next technology cards, because this will be a very good moment to upgrade my capability, my laboratory area there. So I'm grabbing up some piping, and I'll cancel the other build orders, because I'm just noticing that I've picked up so many pipes. This should be going quicker now. So I need build the chemical plants real quick. So I'll need 10, 15. Let's just build 15 of those oil refineries first, because I'm not sure if I can actually really satisfy the whole array like in the recipe. So we're next up assembling petroleum gas here. No, plastic. So considering that I'm not having any options of producing coal in the area here, I'm really considering to refine that stuff here, or just even produce it only here and transport it over to this side and process it somewhere else. I think this is a way smarter way to do this, because I have huge amounts of coal available on this side of the map. I almost have no coal available on this side of the map, so there's also no other visible amount. There's some more oil, but it's even further away. There's some more oil too, but it's also further away. Okay, my friends, I've made up a plan how I want to do it. So first off, we're going to do a squiggly little oil party here. So I like to do it like this. First off, I connect everybody here, and since I'm not needing to optimize this in any way that a human being can walk through this area anymore, I'll just leave it with that. So let's turn on the power with these buggers. And wait a sec, they are just having a huge reach in this. Oh, awesome. Okay, so the big power poles are behaving a little bit differently than they do in vanilla here. They're having quite a low spread of power, but they have, if I understand it right, a pretty high cable reach. But no, seriously, why are they having such a? Oh yeah, if we check that wire reach difference, it's insane. Okay, just doesn't look like it. Okay, now we have all powered up here, and yeah, so it's a good time to cut this episode here. So I'm going to lead the oil between the episodes over to this side, and I'm going to make up my mind where to produce the plastic. But since I already have glass and silicon in this area, it only makes sense if I will build my electronic parts somewhere in the vicinity of that. Okay, friends, so stay tuned for more Krastorio during the next time. I would appreciate some comments, thumbs up, or even subscriptions to my channel if you want to help me and my work a little bit more. But if none of those, just thanks for watching, and I hope you come back again. Until then, take good care and goodbye.